Hello, good evening. It's Des here, and it's 20 past 7 on the 25th of March 2020. I have no idea why I'm telling you that because when you're watching this, it could be a completely different time of day, it could be a different time zone, it could even be a different month, or even a different year entirely. Again, a very brief video. I was going to do a deep dive into recession proof businesses and things like how to earn extra income from home in situations like this. But I thought actually I'd have a bit of a break from that and just share a little bit of a personal story. You probably know by now because you might have watched a few of my videos that last year I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, which is an interesting experience. It was a benign growth, so it was actually removed from my pituitary gland, which I didn't even know I had one of those, I have to admit, until last April, and when I was diagnosed. And basically, what that tumor did was destroy part of my optic nerve in my left eye, so it made me go partly blind in my left eye, which is why I had the brain scan in the first place, which found this 3 centimeter size blob of a tumor, which had basically shut down my pituitary gland. And so I had an operation in August. So there was a bit of a wait, and the operation was successful as it could be. It stopped the growth of the tumor. There is a chance it could come back. That's just the way it is with these sorts of things. Nobody knows why these tumors happen. They usually happen in older people. So, and I was only diagnosed because of something incredibly random, and this is really why I wanted to make the title of this video "Default Setting Gratitude," because I've got so much to be thankful for. Because I could have lost my sight completely in my left eye, could have gone blind in both eyes eventually had this not been diagnosed when it was diagnosed. And the backstory to this is that in December of last year, so December 2018, is that right? December 2018, yeah, December 2018. So before the beginning of 2019, my elder son Joe, so hello Joe if you're watching this on replay, he was supposed to go to the opticians. Now he was living in London at the time, he was still studying, but he came home to Bristol during the holidays, and he still had his optician here in Bristol. And me being me, I just hadn't been to the optician for nearly 4 years. And my awesome wife said, well, why don't you just kind of ring up the opticians on the off chance that he's late home? Because he was basically going to get off a bus and from the bus go straight to his optician's appointment. And she very wisely said, well, why don't you just ring them up and say to them, well, Joe's supposed to be coming to this appointment at such and such a time, but if there's a chance he doesn't make it because his bus is running late, then could I possibly take his place because I need to have an appointment? And they said yes. So, and guess what happened? Well, the bus was late. The bus was over half an hour late. He rang me up. I rang them up. I went down there. I had the eye appointment. That's when they discovered that there was something drastically wrong with my left eye. And my left eye's peripheral vision was so bad that they actually made me come back a week later just to check that it wasn't a problem with their machine. Now, the weird thing is, what you might ask yourself, well, why didn't I notice that? Well, I didn't notice that because my glasses prescription had changed over 4 years, and so my left eye got a bit blurry anyway. So I was seeing things a bit dimmer and blurry in my left eye, and I didn't even know it was a problem with my peripheral vision. And obviously things unfolded. Initially they thought I had glaucoma, and then from there they thought maybe it was something else. But they gave me a brain scan, and that's where they saw this. I don't know what size 3 centimeters is, but it's not tiny if that's a diameter. So really, I'm just like very, very thankful that my wife had the idea to do that, and also I'm very thankful to God because things could have worked out very differently. So regardless of what you believe about what happens after your heart stops ticking, I'd like you to just stop and think, what have you got today to be thankful for? Is there anything good in your life right now that you can be thankful for? Because I don't know about you, but I'm actually on a bit of a news fast at the moment because it's so easy to get sucked into what's going on in the news media right now and forget about all the amazing things that are happening around us all the time that we just take for granted. So rather than taking them for granted, just sit and be quiet for a bit and ask yourself, what can I be thankful for today? What can I have gratitude about today? And you've heard me before say that, there's just the fact that we're alive is pretty much a miracle in itself. So that's really all I wanted to say to you today is just really have that sense of gratitude for everything good that you've got in your life. And, it's very easy to focus on the negative things because it's kind of part of our survival instinct. But what helps us rise above that, what helps us to thrive in challenge, well, there's a few things, but one of them is gratitude. And I might talk about some other thoughts I've got on other things that help us thrive in challenging circumstances. But a great starting place for our lives is gratitude. So if that's something you realize that maybe you've lost track a little bit on, and that, maybe gratitude isn't a key part of your life, then start practicing it. Just like any exercise, it builds muscle. So having an attitude of gratitude on a daily basis can really change your perspective on a lot of things. Incredibly important for mental health and well-being. So I hope that serves you well, and stay safe wherever you are in the world right now. And just be thankful that you are alive. And whatever's good, just be thankful and have gratitude for it. I will see you tomorrow.